Well, it's official. Ole's at the wheel at least until 2024, contractually speaking. Mark Ogden is here with me to react to this news that Manchester United have given Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a contract extension, as I said, until 2024. Augie, when the news broke, Ole's answer after the Europa League final loss to Villarreal kind of stuck out to me, because despite the loss, he was reminded that he has done a couple of improvements at Man United, and he was asked if he thought that this season was a success, and he flat out said no, absolutely not. So I think that's probably why we're seeing a lot of mixed reaction to this contract extension. How did you react to it, and probably give us an idea as to what the thought process behind this was?
Well, I think, first of all, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had 1 year left on his contract this summer, so United had to give him a new deal. I think he's made progress since he took over from Jose Mourinho. I think the progress has been steady rather than spectacular. But, United probably couldn't say, you've still got to prove yourself, Ole, going into the final year of his contract. They had to give him a new deal. But I think you have to say, why 3 years? What is the idea with the length until 2024 with the option of a further year? Because that's 3 more years. That's rewarding Solskjaer for his slow progress. United haven't won anything since 2017, before Solskjaer arrived. And I do think that it's too long a contract for a guy that has yet to win something. I think really he has to win something next season. He can't keep knocking on the door and losing semi-finals or losing finals or finishing second. He has to win something. And I think when I question the length of the contract, in recent months, Pep Guardiola signed a new contract at Man City till 2023. Thomas Tuchel won the Champions League with Chelsea, signed a new contract this summer till 2023. Pep obviously has won several trophies at Man City. This week, Mauricio Pochettino signed an extension at PSG till 2023. So if PSG, Chelsea, and Man City want to give their, stellar name managers a 2-year extension, why have Man United given Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a 3-year deal when he's not won anything? He's made progress, but for me, for a club of Man United's stature, the progress has been too slow.
And you know how sometimes fans can be, and I mean, we as fans, we're all fans of the game, of course, and Manchester United fans too. But when you're thinking of it, everyone likes to say, sack Ole. And then you stop and you realize who else is there to bring in. We saw the struggle that Spurs had in looking for a manager to replace Jose Mourinho when he was sacked. And now you see Mauricio Pochettino extending his time at PSG. He was, of course, a hot candidate for Man United. So do you think that has anything to do with it? Just the fact that the top manager pool out there really isn't as big as once it was?
Well, I think that is a reality. I think obviously that there's very few, elite managers out there, but I don't think realistically anyone would have a real idea that United should sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. There are, split opinions on Ole. Some people think that he's done a great job and that he's put United back on the track. Others, I think myself included, think that he needs to do more. I think he needs to deliver more and show that they are ready to challenge Man City and maybe Liverpool and Chelsea for the title next season. I don't think they're there yet. I think you look back to last season, I think all the big games, the really big moments, Leipzig and PSG in the Champions League, they lost. At the Carabao Cup semi-final to Man City, they lost. FA Cup at Leicester, they lost. Villarreal in the Europa League final, they lost. I haven't seen Solskjaer's team yet win a make or break game. So I don't quite see why United feel that he's made enough progress to merit a 3-year or 3+1 contract when, their rivals are giving 2-year contracts to their managers. And, in many ways, I think it suggests that United do lack a bit of a hard edge at times, certainly in the boardroom with the Glazers, maybe that ruthlessness that you see at Chelsea, that you see at Man City, that they wouldn't accept 4 years without a trophy. And maybe they'd accept, after one season, what Ole brought last year. But I think that's his second full season, maybe his third. I lose track of the time these days. But I don't think Ole has done enough to merit a 4-year, which is pretty much a 4-year contract. A 1 or 2 year extension, fine, no problem. But till 2024, I think that's overdoing it a little bit.
Would you think then that Manchester United are trying to say with this kind of a contract extension? Because we hear so much about the rebuild, and we know that rebuilds do take time. Look how long it's taken Liverpool to get where they are today, I guess barring their struggles last season, but they finally did win the Champions League, finally did win the Premier League, and that took a lot of time. I think that that's what Ole and Man United are trying to tell fans, that, this is going to take some time. Do you think that's what they're trying to say, to have patience and maybe not go after these big trophies in the next 2-3 seasons?
They may be trying to say that. The Glazers may be trying to put that message across, that it's a transitional period and it's a rebuilding period. But I think transition and rebuild should be banned words at Old Trafford, because they've been rebuilding and in transition since Sir Alex Ferguson left in 2013. Look at Chelsea. They were in transition in January when they sacked Frank Lampard, and they now won the Champions League under an elite coach like Thomas Tuchel. So, if Man United feel that being in transition for 8 years is fine, they can stand another 2 or 3 years of it. It's Man United we're talking about. This is a club that is judged on winning the biggest trophies, and they haven't come close to winning the Premier League for 8 years now. They haven't come close to winning the Champions League for 10. And I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in his time at the club has actually taken them any closer than Jose Mourinho did or Louis van Gaal. Don't get me wrong, he should have been given a new contract. I think they had to reward him for the changes that he's made. They couldn't let him go into the final year of his contract. Chelsea may have done that. That's the way that Chelsea operate. Chelsea are a club that, succeed by this kind of instability at the club. They seem to do well by chopping, changing managers. That's not United's way. But maybe they need to have a little bit more of that ruthlessness in them to say to Ole, look, you're getting a new deal, but it's only a 2-year deal rather than a 3-year deal, because he has to win something. If this time next year we're looking back at Ole's next season and he hasn't won the league or a trophy, is he really going to stay for another 2 years, 3 years? He has to win something.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.